Working as a consultant is perfectly compatible with having a family. Huh? Of course, that's a consulting life anti-myth. I just wanted to put it on the agenda. Now, I'm all up for cracking some jokes, but for me this is a bit of a sad topic, and that's why I chose this theme for this video. I think there's the widespread belief that consulting life and family life are not compatible with each other. And sadly, I think I must say that's still true. Even though consulting firms are ramping up their efforts to facilitate having a family besides being a management consultant, but I still think these things are tough to combine with each other. And the reasons for that are, I think, mostly of structural nature, because top management consultants, they tend to work 14, 15, 16 hours a day, and typically operate in remote locations because they stay with the client at least from Monday to Thursday, and that means you just can't stay with your family on a normal weekday. And if you're lucky, you have time for some kind of phone call in the evening. Okay, and even if you do a job at your home office location as a consultant job, then still, if you work very long hours, by the time you return home, your kids should be sleeping. Of course, there are consultants who have a family. I would just say it's rather an exception than the rule. And typically it's like this. So I would say the majority of male consultants does not get children while they are still working as a consultant. And if they do, they often regret not being able to spend more time with their families. So I had colleagues who at night would show me baby pics on their phones or say, I have to call my kid to bring it to bed. And to be honest, I think they're very often sad that they couldn't spend more time with their families. And that's also a reason why sooner or later most, I think, new consultant fathers switch role or switch job to be able to spend more time at home with their families. And with regards to female consultants, I think also while they are still working in the field, in client locations, they very rarely get children. In terms of solution concepts, you may consider switching to an internal role. That means you stop working in the field and at the client's locations, and instead work in your consulting firm's home office. Typically, it comes with a different set of responsibilities though. Another option is that you take time off. That means many consulting firms nowadays offer consultants the option to take unpaid leave between projects, and that means maybe you have a month of free time that you then can spend with your family. But of course, in this scenario, you still sort of remain a part-time father or part-time mother for your family. As a rule of thumb, I would also say that on average, partners tend to have children more frequently than consultants on the lower levels. And of course, partners typically are older than junior consultants, but it's not just that. They also have more freedom to schedule their work week. Of course, they have a heavy meeting and travel schedule, but also they are the bosses, and they can then say on Fridays, I really try to work from home whenever possible. And so sometimes if you call a partner on a Friday, you may hear some baby noise in the back. In a family management context, there also is this consulting joke that reads, during the raising of my kids, I adopted the partner role rather than that of a project manager. Now this refers to the fact that a project manager typically is dedicated full-time to one single project, in this context a child, while a partner's attention is scattered across many different projects, and so he would typically spend less time with his or her child. My conclusion is that in order to make consulting life and family life more compatible with each other, I think at first the 16-hour workday culture needs to be scratched. And I want to be honest with you here. On YOUinConsulting, I tell you the truth in the way I see it. If you consider starting a family anytime soon, I would suggest you not to go into consulting right now. And I think most consultants are aware of that, and they rather see a consultant career and starting a family as sequential steps rather than activities done in parallel. So to summarize, on this anti-myth, I'm afraid I have to give a truth score of just 1 out of 5. I hope you're not too sad now and still have the power to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe to the YOUinConsulting channel for more business and career advice to come. This video is part of a YOUinConsulting job test series in which I help you find out if you should become a consultant. If you would like to take part in this interactive test, then I invite you to first check out the test instructions in this video here right now. If you've already taken the test, then let's move on to the next video. In the next video, I discuss if all your colleagues in a top consulting firm are top performers and if you learn from the brightest. Make sure to join me in the next video right now here.